Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Lanyard Podcast with your man, Big Pob. And today, we're going to talk about a movie. One of my favorite franchises, as you can see from the shirt, as you can see from the picture hanging in the back. I'm a big Star Wars fan. So, today is my day with the release of The Mandalorian and Grogu. So, let's talk about it.
Make it smooth with the Lanyard Pod. Yap it up with your host, Big Pop. Anything you got, we can yap about. A little extra in your ear, and we make it hot. Big Pop on the mic. Big Pop on the mic.
So, first things first. Um, the only movie that I really didn't enjoy from the Star Wars saga of all movies that came out was probably The Rise of Skywalker. And it had its moments. They were few and far between. Um, but I would have to put that as the worst Star Wars film that I've seen. Okay. That being said, and I can do a ranking later, but with that being said, Mandalorian and Grogu, it's not the worst. It's not bad, but it's not good, right? It would be good for a TV show. So for what, season 4 of the Disney Plus series, it'd be awesome. It would have been an awesome uh, 8-hour watch, or yeah, 6-hour watch or something like that. But as far as the big screen, the big spectacle of what Star Wars is expected to be, it wasn't that. I mean, it had its moments, but my first problem with it is that one, it should have been on Disney Plus. Um, Two, um, and this is probably my biggest issue with it, is that the special effects seem like a Disney Plus budget, not a big movie budget. Um, the the monsters, the aliens, they just look, I don't know, like they didn't match up to what any other Star Wars movie produced. Um, it seemed low budget. Uh, the space battle scenes were okay. The ships were okay, but the movement, I don't know, the practical effects of it all just seemed real low budget. Just seemed like it belonged on the streaming service. Um, I don't know. I wasn't real happy with that. The story was fine. It was more like a coming of age story for Grogu. Um, I'm not gonna spoil anything, but yeah, I think it was a coming of age story. He kind of grew up a little bit. Um, but other than that, I thought acting was fine. I thought the characters were fine. Sigourney Weaver was fine. Um, just a lot of stuff that I don't know fit the story, but didn't fit the story. I don't know. Like I said, it just seems like it was a low budget film, a high budget film for a high budget series for Disney Plus, but low budget for the theater, and that was kind of disappointing. Um, I don't know. I hope with the next film, which is I guess Star Wars Starfighter, um, I think that'll be more big budget and more um, likened to what Star Wars has been in the theater. So we'll see about that. But um, I did get this cool popcorn bucket that I'll show you here, and it's really nice. The front is really nice, man. Um, paid a little bit for it, but that's okay. I enjoyed my time at the theater. Like I said, the movie is not bad. It's not that great, but the experience of getting the bucket, man, that was worth it. So you can see all different sides here. And then if you look here, I also got this cool Grogu keychain, right? It was also Mandalorian, but I got the cool keychain there, Grogu, one of the better characters in that Disney has produced. So I'm looking forward to Starfighter. Something different. Um, you know, I don't know if there's gonna be Jedi involved in that. Um, Grogu did show some of his force power in Mandalorian and Grogu, so that was good to see. I'm not gonna tell you what he did, but yeah, that was good to see. Um, but yeah, man. All in all, you know, what would I rate the Mandalorian and Grogu? I probably give it a 6 out of 10. Um, and we'll see. We'll move on. So far I've seen Michael. Michael is a 10 out of 10. Mandalorian and Grogu, 6 out of 10. I need to see Mortal Kombat. I'm really anticipating Masters of the Universe. That's one of my favorite franchises from way back in the day. So we'll see. Uh, and also I think Spider-Man and Supergirl. So it's going to be a big year, for these fantastical movies. So, like I said, Mandalorian and Grogu, I give it a 6 out of 10. Not a bad experience. You know, uh, not really the swashbuckling action adventure that you would expect, but it did have its moments of that. So, um, this is your man Big Pop, Lanyard Podcast, and like I said, we doing it all: movie reviews, music reviews. Of course, we're gonna talk about sports. We're gonna talk about the Saints. We're gonna talk about the Pelicans. We're gonna talk about it all. So, holla at your boy. One love. Peace.
Big Pop on the mic. Big Pop on the mic.